Dragon Ball Raging Blast is a game I never got a chance to play much when it came out. I had borrowed it from a friend, but then he asked for it back a week later, so I wasn't able to play it much. I'm a lot more familiar with this game's sequel, Raging Blast 2, but before I can tackle that, I have to do the original. We'll start with story mode, since that's the same for every Dragon Ball game. Except instead of a normal story mode, Raging Blast has what's called the Dragon Ball Collection. Here, the sagas are split into groups, with each having a different number of fights. The fights within these groups are positioned as these little dioramas of an event surrounding the battle, and these are quite cute. I enjoy these as they're just something extra you'll get if you're a fan of the anime. I can start with any saga I want, but to stay loyal to the canon, I'll start with the Sand Saga. Each fight has a difficulty I can choose from, easy, medium, or hard. There is a trophy for beating every battle on hard, however I'm going to start on easy and you'll see why in a sec. Every battle is going to basically go the same way. I charge up to max and spam my ultimate. To guarantee it'll hit, I can do a quick combo into what I like to call the sternum check to hold my opponent in place. After each fight, I get the currency of this game called D points. I'll be needing a lot of these later on. I also sometimes unlock other fights in the saga, so it's good to go in order anyways. After I clear a battle for the first time, special missions unlock that if I complete will earn me stars. Stars are used to unlock secret battles, costumes, and background music, all of which I'll be needing for trophies later on. Each fight shares one condition with two random ones. The one they all share is to complete the battle on hard difficulty. Now this is why I played on easy the first time, since I'll have to play the fight again on hard to complete the mission anyways. Even with the AI on hard, the strategy remains the same. Hit them with the sternum check, then chuck an ultimate at them. Finishing the fight will get me any stars I've earned. That is essentially the whole deal with the Dragon Ball collection. Finish a fight on easy, then do it again on hard while trying to clear any extra missions for stars. The Sand Saga has 10 battles that all unlock naturally by playing through it. Finishing the last fight unlocks the first trophy for completing the Sand Saga. Moving on to the Frieza Saga. This saga has the most battles in it, tied with the Android Saga at 27 fights, which may as well be 54 fights since I have to do them all twice. After my 5th battle, my D point total crossed over 100,000 and I got a trophy for it. I go through the Frieza Saga in order, obtaining as many stars as I can until I get to the last fight, which is locked. I need to use the stars I've been getting at the star shop to unlock the last fight in this saga. Now I just finished that and I get the trophy for completing the Frieza Saga. The Android Saga is basically the same as the Frieza Saga, with the same number of fights and one locked in the star shop. I did learn something here, and it's that I lose tie clashes. A beam or dash clash where I tie my opponent results in my loss every time. I just thought that was kinda dumb. I go through the Android Saga until I get to the end and see this time there's 2 fights locked even though I can only buy one in the shop. It's as simple as beating the fight I just unlocked opens up the last fight, and beating that last fight gets me the trophy for completing the Android Saga. Next up is the Buu Saga, and this has a significantly less amount of battles than the previous 2 sagas. There's only 17 battles here. Since Ultimate Gohan isn't a character in this game, all his battles are skipped, which does cut out a few fights. Funny enough, Super Buu Gohan Absorbed is a character in this game, and when you transform into him from Super Buu, the character he absorbs has their head off screen, so you can't see who they are. Kinda strange how he isn't a playable character in this game. Towards the end of the Buu Saga, while I'm still doing battles twice and getting stars, I finally get a trophy for collecting 100 stars. I finished the Buu Saga and there's one fight I need to unlock. This time, it's not at the end, but at the beginning of the saga, when Goten and Trunks fought at the tournament. After this fight is when I get the trophy for completing the Buu Saga. That's all 4 main sagas complete, but we still have 3 more side sagas to do. The first and easiest one we'll do is the Bardock Saga. This saga only has 2 fights, with both being unlocked at the start. Finish both fights and I get the trophy for completing the Bardock Saga. Next, we'll do the legendary Super Saiyan Saga. This saga only has 3 fights, with one needing to be bought from the Star Shop. During the second fight, I had something funny happen. I depleted Broly's health, but I guess a cutscene got triggered somehow, so we got put into a dash clash. I lost it, but then Broly just dropped dead out of midair. My man just had a heart attack. The last fight I need to unlock is a recreation of the Broly Second Coming movie. I think that's kinda cool. Finishing this fight gets me the trophy for completing the legendary Super Saiyan Saga. The last saga is one I always appreciate when Dragon Ball games do. It's a what if saga. There's 18 fights here, with 6 that I have to buy from the Star Shop. Some of my favorites are Yamcha fighting Vegeta and Trunks for Bulma's love, and actually winning, meaning Trunks wouldn't exist in this timeline. Oh, this one's just sad. It's called Vegeta's Humiliation, and it's about everyone else becoming a Super Saiyan except him. Don't feel too bad, because this game also gave both Vegeta and Broly Super Saiyan 3 forms, and according to this fight, Vegeta is the strongest Super Saiyan 3. I don't know how we beat Broly, but that's why it's a what if. There's also 2 fights pitting Gogeta and Vegito against each other, each having a different winner. I don't know about you, but I've always been Team Gogeta. After I buy all the locked fights, there's still one more fight that's locked that'll unlock once I clear the fight before it. Once that fight becomes available, I get a trophy for unlocking all the battles in the Dragon Ball collection. The last battle I need to do is the one I mentioned earlier, with everyone being a Super Saiyan 3. Once I beat that, I get the trophy for completing the What If saga. By completing this battle, I also unlock Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, who was my last character, so I also get a trophy for unlocking every character. Don't forget, I still have to do it again on HUD, and with this being the last battle, I get a trophy for completing every battle in the Dragon Ball collection on HUD. The last thing to do in the Dragon Ball collection is to spend all the stars I've collected in the Star Shop. I need to buy every costume for a trophy, as well as every BGM for another trophy. With every character unlocked, I can go into the museum and check out the character encyclopedia. Viewing every bio for every character will unlock a trophy. There's a lot of characters here, so this alone took almost 30 minutes. Then in Ultimate Customize, I need to customize every character. I only need to put a single item on a character for them to be considered customized. While in the customize menu, I can go to the item list and buy expansions to the item box. There are 3 expansions in total, costing 136,000 D points, and I get a trophy for buying them all. Let's hit up another huge grind in this game, the Super Battle Trials. There are 9 in total, with some being locked until I finish previous trials. Each Super Battle Trial has a trophy related to it for coming first place in it. We'll start with the first one, Arcade. I have to defeat 10 opponents and hope my score is above 3,000 to get first place. To make this easier, I customized my Super Gogeta with items to make him more powerful and able to beat enemies quicker. My health regenerates after each fight, so this is easier than it sounds. By the end of the 10th fight, I had almost 9,000 points, way more than the required 3,000. I got the trophy for getting first place in Arcade, unlocked another Super Battle Trial, and a Dragon Ball battle. After some fights, a battle will become available to win a Dragon Ball. I need to do these as soon as they become available, since only one can be done at once. They don't stack up. I also need to summon Shenron at least 6 times, so I'll have to do at least 42 of these Dragon Ball battles. They can be against any character. This first one is against Berta, which makes it easy mode. The next Super Battle Trial we'll do is Survival. There are 50 enemies to defeat, and first place defeated 25 of them. So to get first place, I need to beat 26 enemies in a row. These fights are back to back, and beating an opponent gives me back 1 bar of health. These fights aren't too hard with a customized character. The closest I got to losing was when I got hit by Super Saiyan Goku's ultimate while he still had full health. I managed to get all my health back and sweep through the rest of the characters until I got to 23 characters left. Just to be safe, I defeated 27 characters instead of 26. I let Gohan beat me since I was done and got the trophy for coming first place in Survival. I also unlocked another Super Battle Trial and another Dragon Ball battle, this time against Ginyu. They just want me to beat the whole Ginyu Force, don't they? I flawlessed him and got my second Dragon Ball. Next Super Battle Trial is Time Attack. I have to beat 5 opponents in under 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Honestly, this one isn't hard at all. Each opponent has less health at only 2 health bars compared to the usual 4 most characters have. And with the fact that my super attack now does over half their health with 1 use, yeah, this ain't that bad. My ultimate even stops the timer during its animation. With that little cheat code, I managed to finish in only 1 minute and 26 seconds. In reality, it was longer, but according to the game, I'm ranked first place, and that means I get a trophy for it. I also once again unlock another Super Battle Trial and Dragon Ball Battle. Next one is going to be Score Attack. Doing certain moves like ultimates or supers gives points, and I need over 3,000 points in 5 minutes to be first on the leaderboard. My opponent can't die, but when they lose all their health, my points are doubled for a limited time. So I'll pick Chaozu since he has the lowest health. While he has health, I do air combos since they give 30 points each, and I get other points during it for doing smash attacks and getting a 10-hit combo. When bonus time hits, then I focus on doing my ultimate since it gives me 200 points and it stops the timer during the animation like it did for Time Attack. What sucks is I don't know how many points I have until the end, so I could have enough but still keep playing as if I don't. I finished with 3,700 points, which I honestly thought I'd have more, but it's enough to be first place and get the trophy, so that's good enough for me. I unlocked the last Super Battle Trial and another Dragon Ball battle again. After this, I'll stop mentioning these Dragon Ball battles until I have enough for Shenron, since it's the same thing each time. KO attack is the same thing as time attack, with the only differences being the number of opponents and time have doubled, and I have infinite health and ki. Sounds easy when I say that, doesn't it? Well, it is. Pitifully easy actually. I just spam Super Kamehameha the whole time. After I beat 11 opponents, I just sat still until time expired. This was the easiest Super Battle Trial by far to get first place. Destruction Attack is kinda like a precursor to an annoying trophy I'll have to get later on. I get put in the abandoned city map and have to destroy enough buildings to get over 3,000 points. I need to destroy buildings from the top down to get the max amount of points. If I destroy just the bottom before the top, then I'll only get points for destroying the bottom. I'll explain more about this later on. I'm not sure the max amount of points I can get, but I destroyed everything I saw and got 4,300 points. Well more than what I need for first place. I'll skip Team Battle for now and do Extreme Battle first, mainly because Team Battle is going to take a while. I say as if my file for Extreme Battle isn't 2 hours long. Extreme Battle is 10 battles against increasingly stronger opponents. Oh yeah, they also have the max amount of health at 8 whole health bars. My god, why? He's Chaozu! They also have to have items equipped, because my ultimate did exactly 15,000 damage, where in other trials, it was doing over 20k. Needless to say, this is going to be a challenge. When I beat Chaozu, I got a trophy for winning my first match in Extreme Battle. After each fight in Extreme Battle, a Dragon Ball battle becomes available. Part of the reason why this file is so long, I get my 7th Dragon Ball and now I'm able to summon Shenron. I also get a trophy for collecting all 7 Dragon Balls. I can wish for a few things from Shenron: 30,000 D points, items, and some moves for characters. Right now, my priority is the items since there's a trophy for collecting all items and this is the only way to get these. For the next 2 hours, I make my way through Extreme Battle while getting a Dragon Ball after each match. The last 2 opponents in Extreme Battle are Vegeta and Goku, and these must be at the max difficulty. They constantly block all my moves, and if I charge to break their block, then they vanish each time. My ultimate also does 4,000 less damage than it did against Chaozu. These guys are definitely buffed up. I even lost a few times. Luckily, I can just try again immediately, but still, these guys are tough. I ended up cheesing it by keeping my distance and using Super Kamehameha when Vegeta or Goku was locked into a move. Or if we clash, then I give myself Carpal Tunnel just to reach 99 hits first. After almost an hour on these 2 fights, Seriously, it took 45 minutes for just these two. I finally beat Goku and got the trophy for ranking first place in Extreme Battle. Now we'll tackle Team Battle. This is different in that I don't need to get first place, but instead need to unlock all the teams. There are 10 levels with 5 teams in each, making 50 teams in total. I start with the first 2 levels unlocked and unlock the next level by beating any 5 teams, basically needing to beat 40 teams in total to unlock the last level. These are all theme-based teams ranging from 2 members to 5 with conditions of either how many characters I can use or their max combined power level. After each battle, I also unlock more Dragon Ball battles, so you can see how this can take a while. It takes about an hour to do 2 levels of team battle with some Dragon Ball battles in between, so it sounds about right when I say it took 5.5 hours to unlock the last level. Luckily, I don't even have to touch any battles in the final level. I only have to unlock it to pop the trophy. I also managed to summon Shenron enough times while doing this to get the last item I needed from him. The last Super Battle Trial is simultaneously the easiest and most luck dependent. It's the punching machine. How the game goes is I want to press square, then press it again and try to land it in the bonus section. Bonus time increases the amount of points I'll get with the next punch and not move the limit. If I don't hit bonus time and land before it, then the limit I can go gets lessened each time. Not pressing square again will just end the minigame. After a few tries, hitting bonus time is easy and I crush the first place record. This gets a little luck dependent with the next trophy. I need to get exactly 137 points, the same amount of points Hercule got in the anime. I need to get a lot of points, then try and aim lower to not overshoot. I was so close and was only 1 point off 4 different times. The game was definitely messing with me. After only about 10 tries, I was able to get exactly 137 points and the trophy. We're all done with Super Battle Trials. Now I'll go into versus mode and knock out a few trophies here. First thing I can do is plug in a second controller and start doing 2-player matches. While doing these, I'll alternate maps to play on all of them and alternate characters to eventually play as all of them as well. When I get to the 10th match, I pop a trophy as soon as the match starts for playing on every map. Then when that same match ends, I get another trophy for playing 10 2-player matches. Now I just play 20 more 2-player matches while still alternating characters to get another trophy for playing 30 2-player matches. I can turn off the second controller since I won't be needing it anymore. Instead, I now have to win against the CPU 100 times in versus matches. I still have to play as every character so I can work on them together. I picked Chaozu since he has the least health and started grinding. 43 matches in and I get the trophy for playing as all characters. With 57 matches still left, I picked Gogeta since he could end matches in under 30 seconds and grinded for the next hour or so until I got my 100th win and the trophy. I think it's time we take to the online portion. Like other games, I need to collect 30 titles online while also fighting 100 online matches in total. Playing my first online match gets me a trophy, as well as winning the online world tournament. Then I can work on other titles at the same time, like winning 10 times with Kamehameha, getting 10 perfect victories, and winning 10 times in general. I got 4 titles at once after this game, and it was enough to get me the trophy for collecting 10 titles. An easy title to get is to win on the Wasteland stage without destroying anything. To play it safe, I just use moves point blank to not chance messing up. This ended up being my 20th title, and I got the trophy for collecting 20 titles. 3 more easy titles are for using Solar Flare 5 times in one battle, and both hitting and getting hit by 5 upward attacks in one battle. These 3 titles were the last ones I needed and were enough to get the trophy for collecting 30 titles. The last online trophy I need now is to play 100 online battles. It took a bit, but I just sat there taking a beating until I eventually hit 100 online matches played. Compared to other online trophies I've done, that could have been worse. Unlike collecting all the items, that is worse. I get items from 3 places: the Dragon Ball collection, wishing them from Shenron, and offline tournaments. I've already done every battle in the Dragon Ball collection and gotten every item from Shenron. How do I get them from tournaments? I have to win an 8-person and 16-person tournament on easy, normal, and hard. That doesn't sound too bad. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have to do each of those 5 times each. Why? In the tournament options, you'll see that if I win this specific tournament, then I'll get a super attack. What it doesn't say is I'll also get an item from it. When I've beaten one of the difficulties 5 times, then the reward changes into D points, and I can move on to the next. I like this game, but this is as tedious as it gets. Somehow, after I've spent hours and finished all the tournaments, I still don't have all the items yet. That's because I need to buy them with D points. Just having the item unlocked isn't enough. It takes so many D points that after using 600,000 of them, didn't unlock even half the items. I spent the next 4 hours grinding D points in Extreme Battle against Team Gohan, since each fight lasted a little over a minute, and I'd get around 5,000 D points for it. After buying every item, that is when I finally get the trophy for collecting every item. I also got a trophy for winning both the Cell Games and World Tournament for the first time. The fun isn't over yet, because next is what many consider to be the hardest trophy in this game. Remember in Score Attack when I had to get points based on different moves I did? I have to go back there and do everything that'll give me points in one attempt. There's a lot of them, and some are more obscure and harder to get. I'm using base Goku with items that boost my ultimate attack, and both random throw evasion and random ki blast deflect. I also need to equip the super attack meteor combination, which I don't have, and forgot I needed it from Shenron. Fast forward an hour of me grinding Dragon Ball battles, and I'm ready to go. I made my opponent Broly with the Raccoon type item, so he'd be more likely to go for throws. Now for the actual attempt. This is heavily luck based, since I need Broly to do a few things that he might just not want to do. I'll go through each bonus I need as I do them. High Tension is the first bonus. I started with it from an item I equipped. First attack, if I don't get this, then I should just restart. All 4 smash attack chains, then into smash attack low and high for an air combo, hitting a charged ki blast, and then a super attack, performing a crash by throwing Broly into the wall, hitting him with my signature skill, then charge attack snap and max, and pursuit attacking after I send him flying. I'm going to use Give Me Your Energy 3 times for a bonus later on. I'm trying to create as much distance as I can, so Broly is more likely to use a super attack and I can win a beam clash. I got a throw evasion luckily. That's one of the harder ones to get. I knock Broly on the ground to get a knockdown attack. I'm going to do a combo into meteor combination to get bonuses for 10, 20, and 30 hits. Same thing with my ultimate to get bonuses for 10k, 20k, and 30k damage, along with the ultimate attack bonus. I need 4 more bonuses, and they're all reliant on Broly. He needs to throw out another super attack so I can deflect it, shoot ki blasts so I can deflect those, dash at me so I can win a dash clash, and hold block so I can break it with a charge attack. I got everything I needed, but he would not block at all. That whole attempt, where everything was going great, is now a bust. I had a few more attempts where something would get messed up until an hour later and I had a god run. I was getting all the difficult bonuses at the beginning. Then in the last 30 seconds, all I needed was for him to block again. And he actually did it. He blocked my charge attack. That was the last one I needed. So when Score Attack ended, I got the trophy for getting every bonus in a single attempt of Score Attack. We're towards the end of the game, so I think now is the best time to keep up the tradition of doing the tutorial for the game when I've already done everything else. In the dojo is beginners, basic, and advanced training. It covers what you'd expect, from basic movement to different smash attack chains. I got a trophy for completing the beginner training, basic training, and advanced training. In the dojo, there's also single and team battle training. I have to play through either one 30 times. There is a way to cheese it though. If I press pause and restart the match, then it counts as a match played. I do that 30 times for an easy trophy. The last trophy is one I left for last on purpose because I was not looking forward to it. In my opinion, this is the hardest trophy of the game. What I have to do is destroy every object on each map. There's no checklist in the game. Nothing to know if I 100% got every object. If I get to the end and the trophy doesn't pop, I have no idea what map I missed an object on. Doesn't sound too bad at first. Just plug in a second controller so I can fly around the map undisturbed and make sure I've destroyed everything. Until you realize the developers thought it'd be funny to require this trophy to be done against a CPU. If the CPU destroys an object before I'm able to, then it's an instant restart. I have to be the one to destroy every object in one battle. So you can imagine my frustration when I have one more object to destroy and the CPU beats me to it as I'm dashing towards it. Or when I start a new match and the CPU decides to immediately destroy something. I mentioned this earlier in the Destruction Attack Super Battle Trial, but I also have to destroy objects with multiple layers from top to bottom. Destroying just the bottom layer won't also count for the top layer. Stages like Abandoned City and Rocky Land have so many objects this needs to be done to. For the CPU, I chose Videl and gave her the items Android Eyes so she can't charge Ki, and Trunks type, so she's more likely to use rush attacks. She stands still most of the time since she can't use rush attacks without Ki, but sometimes she does a super dash which will destroy any objects in her path. Planet Namek has 58 objects that need to be destroyed in one battle. She destroys any by accident and it's back to the beginning. I ended up going through the maps multiple times, being more thorough than the last. I left the World Tournament as the last map since it only has 5 breakable objects. Yet somehow Videl still finds a way to destroy something. I tried again to destroy all 5 objects, and thankfully Videl didn't interfere. It's not an understatement when I say I was ecstatic when the trophy actually popped. And then after my platinum. I am so happy I don't have to go through those maps again. According to the guide I used, this game should take around 50 plus hours to platinum. Since I'm on PS3, I can't see my hours for this game like I can on PS5. However, I'll do what I did before and add up all the time for my footage. That time is 53 hours and 10 minutes, so around the 50-hour mark. Besides a few annoying trophies, I enjoyed this game overall. It's a fun time and I'd recommend it. Maybe not the platinum though. Some of those trophies are too grindy for their own good.